Hi, we're back. That should be a treat. But, we are going to move on, and we are going to be on, actually, we're going to be on page 38. We kind of passed over page 36 and 37. It's more about pinpoint placement, and you
did that.
go ahead and, you know, if you want to further your knowledge in it, go ahead and play with that.
A couple exercises
Yeah.
in there just to get more
Just
familiar
to
with it.
sit and play with it. So then we're going to go to endless embroidery, which is yeah,
No
go ahead.
770, no 570 still.
Right.
So this is the plus machines, the 700 and the 500 only.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right. So we selected a design, and what that was under the floral.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of like a dandelion or something like that.
I bet it's not supposed to be a dandelion.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I like dandelions.
I do too. They're very nice. Okay.
Okay, and so we selected that. We selected the midi hoop. Now under your hoops.
Mega hoop.
Mega hoop, not midi, mega. And then we're going to go into our letter I, and you're going to select endless embroidery. Now
It's the
that,
butterfly.
yeah, right there. And you're going to select I and rotate the motif 15, actually we're going to select the I first, I think.
Do we want to rotate that?
Probably not that particular
Yeah.
one.
So they rotated the one that they did because we don't have this design, so we can't show you this one. But they rotated this one to get these tails to hook up. So it made a, but ours are kind of doing that already. I think it would look stupid if we rotated them.
Yeah,
I think we better leave it.
leave it like that.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to set it to 3. So that would be right here, because there's not enough room to do it more than 3
In one
in
pass.
one hooping.
Right.
And then touch the green check. Note the set of designs will be grouped into one unit. So now if you move this, it moves all as one. So, okay, and then you can, yeah, there we go. All right. Editing the designs individually, select the I.
Oh, that was already in it. Okay.
And then this is where you could ungroup these. And now, so let's just ungroup it. Let's just see what it does. Ungroup it. Now let's highlight. Did it ungroup it? No.
No. There we go.
Yeah, there you are. Now you are. Okay, so there's that one. Now let's go back into the eye and let's rotate that one. And that would be up the very top. Rotate it to the 15 degrees that it said.
Oops, too much. For crying out loud. Go back. Okay, this is really testy.
That's good. 16 works.
There, 15, I got it. I got
Okay,
it.
good.
Okay.
Okay, and so you could then touch this one, and let's rotate that the opposite direction.
Okay. Well, 16, but whatever.
And then the bottom one. No, you have to, yeah, there you go.
It's really touchy. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so now we selected each of the layers. Now go ahead and what you can do is, maybe that one needs to be more.
There we go.
Yeah, that's nice.
There. Okay.
So then you can actually, now you can regroup them. And they should all be regrouped. You don't have to do even that.
There.
Okay. So now see if they're gonna move as one. So they've been grouped, and you go back to your eye. And so then there you have your, now do you see the two little, that is what you would, when you re-hoop it,
Use those check
you
points.
use those check marks, and that you could use pinpoint placement to go in there and make sure that you're right on those check marks to do the next, after you do the next hooping. And so that's all there is to that. It's really pretty easy. There are different things. The embroidery motif is duplicated as many times as possible to fill the selected hoop. So you might have a smaller
hoop, yeah.
hoop,
You can only get two of them in it.
or a smaller design, and if you go in there, so then you have, you could have, see, now they're reading that as just one design.
Because it's grouped.
But I could go up there and put, see, it put in more. Now, of course, it doesn't fit into that.
It's too big, yeah.
It's too big. So this is where you would go in there and play with all of that. So
Okay.
that is your endless embroidery, and that's how you could do your borders, if you wanted to do borders, or, you know, different things like that.
Well, if you were quilting, we were just looking in the
Quilting designs.
quilting folder, which is this one right here. So there actually there's a couple. You could do that and say the border of a quilt and quilt it all the way around with this, and you see where your start point will hook up with your
Here
next
and here,
one.
and then that's where you can zoom in too to get it so that you make sure, and the pinpoint placement, once again, you could pin it, you know, point right here and up here, and then it's going to do your stitching.
And this is a small design, so this isn't a midi hoop. So if you wanted to say, I'm gonna go to the maxi, and that's cool. I'm gonna
Going to resize.
And I can fill my hoop. And we don't have to worry about stitch density with this because this is
one
a
stitch.
yeah.
Yep.
And then poof, you have a nice, relatively wide, so it is 3.9 inches wide by 14.4 inches long right now. So putting it in border, you can tell that right there because we have our machine set to inches, not to centimeters.
Right,
So,
right.
anyway.
Okay, so there's, you know, read through this and sit down and play with it. Go through these exercises on your own. Sit down at your machine and go through these exercises. Then importing stitches.
So again, 880, 790, 590 only. So now we've lost the 700s and the 500s because they don't have utility stitches, so you can't do it in that. All right.
All right. So we are going to go into our folder. Go here. And
Nope.
go back home.
There we go.
There we are. Now
There's
we're
your
going
utility
to, there's our
stitches.
utility stitches. That's, and your decorative stitch. Everything on the sewing machine end.
You can buttonholes. You can put buttonholes.
Yeah. You could do, you know, the buttonhole and then embroider a little flower, buttonhole, flower. I mean, there's some neat things you can do. So let's go into the decorative.
Okay,
Now they're saying, they're going to use the sideways motion stitches, 1201.
okay.
So
Which stitch do we want?
1201.
11.
Yes, stitch
Okay.
11.
There it is.
Okay. And then the stitch will appear on the embroidery editing screen.
And it wants the oval hoop. Okay.
Touch the eye and touch the endless.
Okay.
Select fit to hoop and deselect the registration marks.
Fit to hoop.
And deselect them. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
And green check.
Yep, green
Yep.
check.
Okay.
Now the 590 is a change the width only to 110%, but we're on a 790, so we're okay. Touch the eye and select duplicate, then mirror image it left and right. Here.
What's that gonna do? It's gonna do the same. Oh, okay. Oh, because it's gonna make a.
Yeah.
Well, I could not figure that out on my own. Okay.
Use the drop and drag to move the second set into place as desired. So you're going to move that second set where you want it.
But it's pretty much like I've got it, isn't it?
Is it how, yeah, that's, but you want, probably go in and check it out, enlarge it and see that you're lining up.
Pretty much right where I want it. Don't you think?
I would move it over a hair. Just
Really?
a hair,
All right.
Left and right.
This one. Oh yeah, I guess they were kind of overlapped. Oh, and maybe it's just a. No. No, it was right. Okay.
Okay. Now center the design. Select the bottom grouped layer and select the move motif icon and select the center. So select that one and select that. Now
Okay.
it's centered. All right. Close the editing screen, select the embroidery needle icon and stitch it out. So we could do that. We could stitch that out.
Or we could do something fun with it.
That would be, yeah. Okay, so
Now we're going to do shape designer,
now play with that. Ooh, that is fun.
which we can't do because we don't have.
We
an
don't have
880.
an 880. Yeah, we can't do it.
But if we had an 880, you could take this right here, and we could turn that into a circle, and make this circular instead of straight up and down. Or we could take one and put it in it and make an arc out of it. Or we could.
There's just a multiple of.
I mean, look at like here, they've got a star, and then they put this motif on the top of the star, and then look, put it around, and then rotated it out so the curlicues were going out. I mean, how cute is that?
And then think about taking your letter and putting your initial in the
middle
center.
for a monogram.
Yeah.
So I have an 880 in the other room. I could do it on that machine. You have an 880 at home. You could do it on that machine. But unfortunately, Bessie here can't do it.
No. But that is really the only thing that the 790 can't do that the 880 can. It's the only one thing.
Shaping, yeah.
And the difference is also the size. Those are the
2
two
inches.
things.
2 inches.
So that really takes you through the embroidery mastery.
So the end of your book just talks about embroidery needles. They're showing organ needles. There's nothing wrong with organ needles. We carry Schmetz.
They also talk about titanium. Do you want to say something about titanium needles?
Do not use them.
Why?
Because they're very, very hard needles and they're hard to break and they will mess your machine up. If you walk away and that titanium needle does not break and it keeps going at your machine, it will cause you a fortune in damage, which is not covered by warranty. So A, don't walk away from your machine when it's embroidering, and B, just don't use the titanium needles. The needles don't cost that much money. A titanium needle is going to cost you more in repairs than it does in replacing needles. Way more.
What about chrome?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Same thing.
Because I have calls all the time of, do you have chrome needles?
Nope, I won't carry them.
Don't carry them.
I won't carry them because they cost people so much money in the long run, so no.
So with that, I hope this helped you with your embroidery.
Have a laugh if nothing else.
You've gotten some good laughs, but you know, enjoy. Sit down. Do not be afraid of your embroidery machine. It takes quite a bit to do. I mean, just play with it. The more you play with it, the more at ease you will become with it.
So, Lori, what happens if I go in here and I go like this, and this, and this, and this, and then I go to there, and I go that, and then I go here, and then
So you're moving all over
I
the
do
place.
that, and now I don't know how I get back. What will I do? What will I do when I have all of this?
I'm not sure. Now, what I would do is that it might freeze your machine up.
Well, if you hit too many things, but go to a folder, choose another design,
and go bring it in.
start fresh.
Yeah.
Now I have a new design.
Because that design, this is going to stay there anyway until you choose another, until you go to your folder and choose another
So just,
design.
it's not permanent. So all of
No,
this stuff that you do with this, if you don't want to do that, fine. Go back out, pick your folder, get another design.
And put in
and
what you want.
start over.
It's yeah.
Now I'm going to play with that one. And then I can go into the eye and I can do this and I can do this and I can do this and I can mess all over the place. And it's fine. I don't have to stitch it out. I'm just playing with it.
Yeah. It's just it's the editing screen.
And I'm like, I don't know how to get back out of this. Well, I'll show you. Go
No.
out, go back to the folder, and pick something else.
Now, in saying all that, I felt like she was trying to give me a trick question. And so
if you slide your hand over the screen, or if you touch too many things too quickly, it will freeze your screen. It's not a big deal. Your machine will still stitch, but you won't be able to pick a stitch. You won't be able to change your foot. You won't be able to. I mean,
you won't be
it
able
freezes.
to do anything.
So you're going to turn your machine off. You're going to hold your needle position button in. You're going to turn your machine on till the screen comes up, and then you're going to touch it where it tells you to. Boop, boop, and it recalibrates your screen, and you're good.
So it's just that you've uncalibrated it.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
And that so
But seriously, you get into this editing thing, and you get all kinds of stuff, and you don't know how to get back out.
just clear it.
Pick another design.
Yeah.
No big deal.
So
Play with
that, we will see you at another time. Enjoy yourself, and we always have fun. So.
Another back time on another back channel.
Goodbye.